San Mateo County's embattled sheriff took the stand this afternoon to fight for her job. County supervisors have accused Sheriff Christina Corpus of retaliation, racism, and abuse of power. And today kicked off an unprecedented hearing that could remove her from office. So this all started last November when the Board of Supervisors released an independent report from a retired judge that detailed the allegations and called for her resignation. Corpus even showed up during public comment at a special board meeting, calling the report politically motivated. And then in March, San Mateo County held a special election for Measure A. It gives supervisors temporary power to remove the sheriff. It passed with 84% of the vote. So the measure also mandates that the sheriff is entitled to a hearing to defend herself against the allegations. And that brings us to today. Lauren Toms spent the day inside the courtroom.
For the first time publicly, San Mateo County Sheriff Christina Corpus answered direct questions as she faces a hearing that could remove her from office. She testified about how she ran her office and her relationship with her executive director, Victor INJ, insisting she did not have a romantic relationship with him, an issue the county points to as a clear conflict of interest. Her attorney, Tom Perez, insists the effort to remove her has been biased and rushed.
This trial will show that, yes, people opposed her and people went to defamatory lengths to remove her, and we're going to keep fighting.
Attorneys for the county laid out a list of allegations that Sheriff Corpus did have an intimate personal relationship with INJ. They say she retaliated against deputies she deemed disloyal, obstructed investigations, and neglected her duties. The county pointed to INJ's hiring as a prime example, a real estate broker brought in at nearly $200 a year. They called former high-ranking members of the department as witnesses who testified about unusual behavior between Corpus and INJ, sharing meals together and logging on and offline at the same time, a trip to Hawaii, and a pattern of forceful behavior towards deputies. County spokesperson Effie Millones-Verducci says the county is prepared to make their case for her removal.
In the removal hearing that's beginning today at the county, we are looking forward to the evidence, the witness testimony that's coming out, and the factual evidence that will be presented by both sides to put a definitive picture of what has been happening here and to help us all move forward.
Overseeing the hearing is retired Judge James Emerson from Santa Clara County, who began by noting this is not a criminal trial. Legal analyst Steve Clark says it's a rare civil proceeding that could lead to the end of Corpus's tenure as San Mateo County's top law enforcement official.
This is not a criminal trial about putting someone in jail beyond a reasonable doubt or a civil trial awarding someone money. This is really about whether the county can establish good cause for removing Sheriff Corpus. And that's really a subjective standard, and it'll be up to the judge to decide whether the county's made its case.
Corpus's defense team argued this hearing isn't about misconduct by the sheriff, but her efforts to address the culture of what they called the old boys club inside the sheriff's deputies union. Her attorneys say Corpus inherited a double overtime deal that ballooned to $16 million, far beyond projections. And when she tried to end it, they say the union turned against her. Her attorneys insist she's being targeted for trying to modernize the sheriff's office as the county's first female sheriff of color. A historic move to oust the sheriff now playing out in an open courtroom.
You may not like how they're handling it, but are they getting the job done? And I think that will be very important for her to make that case.
The hearing is expected to last up to 10 days. Then Judge Emerson will write his own report and submit it to the Board of Supervisors, who will then decide whether to remove Corpus from office.